All right, welcome back in here. 11 minutes after 5 o'clock. We're going to talk about your forecast here as snow falls down on this alert day. And it is rare, but yes, March does have its snow surprises, and this year no exception. Maybe you're ready to wind down on the winter calendar. Mother Nature had other plans this time around. Good news is, as the snow is coming down, the asphalt temperatures across much of northwest Ohio are staying mild enough. We're getting most of those roadways reported as just wet. Look at this, 34 degrees, the current temperature. We have not dropped below freezing in the Toledo metro all night. Radar, you can see it's pretty busy though. Snow's coming down at a pretty steady clip across not only the Toledo metro, but look back towards Hillsdale County, Williams County. There's some pretty steady snowfall there as well. And when you look across the entire area, snow is definitely lighter down towards Findlay, Putnam County, Tiffin. I think you guys will see an absolute least amount of issues with the snowfall today. The worst roadways potentially up across southern Michigan. We're doing team coverage this morning to help keep you prepared on an alert day. Meteorologist Diane Phillips kind of showing us first, this is what's happening now. You're going to break down a little bit what's going to happen the next couple of hours.
Yes, because it's one thing to get out the door this morning. It's another to kind of plan out your Friday. So we're going to dive right into that hour by hour forecast where you can find blue on here. Of course, it looks just like radar, but you are going to find that at times we are going to have a little more of that steadier snowfall, mainly into southeast Michigan, like Ryan was pointing out. But we will advance this here through the next couple of hours and still see some of these more vivid kind of brighter colors that we have. This will hold through even that morning commute around 6, 7, even through 8 o'clock. So we're still going to be looking at some of that more steadier snow still to be coming down. Of course, like Ryan pointed out, our southern counties, you're going to see, well, that coverage not be so intense. As we go then through the later morning, the system starts to move on out slowly. Here we are at noon, though this model run is trying to hold a little bit in towards the metro and even towards our lakeshore communities. I anticipate it's going to be very quickly after lunch that we kind of put the halt as far as the snowfall here in this forecast and then clear out those conditions for your Friday night. Now, we were talking about the morning commute having those snowfall rates to be on the higher side. And well, as things are coming down this morning, we're finding those snowfall rates to still be around a quarter, maybe even up towards 3/10 of an inch per hour of that snow coming down. So it's not as intense as what we were anticipating. So we'll take that because that means then it's a little bit easier to get out the door. Of course, even as we go through the day, you'll see the intensity of the snow. That is also going to maintain on a more comfortable level. So Ryan, it's just a little bit easier to get out the door. Of course, a lot of roadways just wet this morning, but still there is some of those rural roads into southeast Michigan that are a bit snowy.
Yeah, and Diane, to break down that graphic behind you a little bit more there, once you get up to about a ½ inch per hour rate, that's where snow crews sometimes have trouble keeping up with it. You're showing there, looks like we stay just below that.
Yes, so even if you think about it, if we're seeing a quarter of an inch an hour, it would take 4 hours to get us up to that inch mark. So it's going to take a bit to get up there.
And that's why our forecast here says mainly wet roads for a vast majority of the area. Maybe some more snow-covered roadways up there across southeastern Michigan. We got more light snow potential on the way. Real quick glance at your extended forecast here shows that Sunday into Monday, as this is a pretty cool looking 10-day forecast. That's the latest from over here.